Its date is now the 6th of March, and I've had to return to the fridge magnets again. And to be honest, I'm going to have to stroke souvenirs, passport, chat, and this I'll probably have to do it all over again because I've forgotten so much stuff. This is my last chat about Mount Etna. Was that the last chat? Possibly not. That wasn't even the last chat. No, it wasn't. Was that? What else did I talk about? I've forgotten now. So there we are. So not only have I missed places in chats previously, also some places I didn't actually get a souvenir. So I've retrospectively, recently, in the last few days, and they've arrived today, bought some more fridge magnets for bread bins to talk about. So do it in alphabetical order. What order is that? Where's that? That's B, yes, that's B. That's, and that's, yeah, so we'll do that. That's the first one. That is the Acropolis. Another one of the world's great ruins, which has to be kept as a ruin. I don't understand it myself. Well, I think I do. It's like someone comes in, ruins it, and then doesn't allow you to rebuild, basically. So that's what happens with ruins. And then you have people going around laughing at it, being tourists, or crying, depending on your viewpoint. So that's Athens. I went to Athens, the Acropolis. I went to Athens. I've been twice. The last time was on the cruise, using that passport. And I think I actually flew into Athens. I can't quite remember where we flew into. However, yes, we visited the Acropolis. I had a wander around the Acropolis as part of the Solo's holiday cruise. So there you go. So that's Athens. I'll go out of alphabetical order, I think, just to continue. And as I gave away the ring I got from Turkey, I bought a Turkey fridge bread bin magnet as well. That's the Blue Mosque, which we visited when we arrived in Istanbul. Very impressive. I think it used to be a Christian church, and then they added minarets to it, so it became a mosque. I was impressed by it inside. Of course, they've added electric to it, which takes, to me, obviously it gives you light, having lights with electric, but it just takes away the effect of the building, to me, because they have all these lights hanging down from way up high. It rather ruins the effect, although of course it does actually give you light. So, and I suppose you can't have candles because that would be an health and safety issue, wouldn't it? Can't have candles these days in buildings, especially if you don't want to ruin, I guess. So that's Istanbul. I had a very nice cruise, and I think it was, I don't know, first or second night. I was almost sort of matchmaked by another girl on the cruise, and I spent it with a girl called Frida. I had a rather nice time, even though I only had a single bed. I had a rather nice time. So that's Istanbul and Greece. Athens is a cruise. I also went to near, as I got more time. I talked for an hour as it was for the first video. We went to Rome, and then we stopped. The last stop was just out. We didn't actually go into Naples. We stopped outside of Naples. You could see Naples from where we visited. I can't remember what we actually saw now, but it involved a coach trip from the cruise ship. So yeah, we visited those 4 points. I went to Sicily as well, Catania. I visited Catania as well and retraced my holiday steps, or some of them at least. So that's that. Luckily, we didn't retrace the step where I got left behind in Messina after having watched the football match. I managed to get back on the cruise ship. This is, I don't know what's got a mark on it, however it has. This is Brussels. I went to Brussels. I'm pretty sure I flew because I've only used the Eurostar once. And I had this strange message when I arrived that I wasn't allowed to sleep. I was only staying one night. I wasn't allowed to sleep. So that was in my head, of course. I did say I'm mad, didn't I, previously? And so I couldn't sleep the whole night. I had to stay awake. So I'm just about managed. And then I thought, what's this? Trying to keep awake, what can I do? And this isn't necessarily the best option. But very early on in the morning, there's a leaflet for a massage. So I rang up and a lady arrived for the massage. And I thought, massage. However, she massaged me. And not all over, and not in my favourite place. Singapore, the lady did massage my cock. However, unfortunately, in Brussels, she just gave me a massage. She brought out like a pasting table. She brought with her. It's all very professional, but I wanted a massage. So that's Brussels. Also, I watched, to keep me awake, and this also, yes, so I presumably, yes, again, it's memories. I decided to put an adult film on, lesbians, because it's not that I like lesbians. I prefer a woman who likes a man. However, I'm not going to watch a man having sex with a woman, so I watched lesbians. I put the film on, waiting to see what it was going to be. And would you believe it? It was the very same film I'd watched in Los Angeles on the very first night I arrived in Los Angeles at the very nice hotel. I couldn't believe it. Same film. And not only that, they'd either there was a line across the screen, or they blurred things out, forgotten now. Either way, it made it unwatchable because all the best bits were missing. So next day, when I was checking out, because the ladies on the reception desk, for the bloke, I probably didn't bother. I asked for a refund for the film, and she wasn't particularly happy. And then a bloke came up and stood behind her and looked pretty annoyed as well. So I had a bit of a tense situation. However, I did actually get a refund. So yeah, it was good. It was a shame because it was it was disappointing to actually see the same film twice, and two, I didn't watch it all because it was unwatchable. So I really enjoyed it in Los Angeles. Kept me occupied for hours. Well, about 45 minutes, I suppose. So that's what I can remember about Brussels. Before I forget, as well, there are, I think, 5 or 6 places I haven't been. I booked hotels and flights, or flights and almost always hotels. That's an S today. Coffee and an S. And some places I didn't go because I got too stressed. I got fed up travelling, and so I booked flights, hotels, and then when it actually came to taking the trip, I decided I couldn't be bothered. Yeah, I know. The way I justified it was that I'd saved money by not going. I know that sounds a bit stupid. However, that's the way I justified it. I can't face security crowds, the coaches or trains to get to the airport, like Gatwick. Gatwick is 2 trains at least. Heathrow, I had to get the coach. I just get too stressed. If I was travelling with someone else other than Polly, who's unfortunately a toy penguin who I can't book a seat for, it'd be okay. So travelling away when I get too stressed. So where haven't I been? I haven't been to Barcelona. I haven't been to Stockholm. I haven't been to Miami. I haven't been to Edinburgh on a flight. So I've been subsequently. I drove up when I stayed in Newcastle. Haven't flown to Edinburgh. Haven't gone to Bucharest. So that's that. Bucharest. my thumb. Bucharest, Barcelona, Stockholm, Miami, Edinburgh, and the other place, yeah, there's one other place I did manage to get to the airport, checked in, or was checking in, and they said to me, you need a visa. I was going to Beijing. You need a visa. I need a visa. Do I? Oh. And I didn't realise I needed a visa to go to Beijing in China. So I got all the way to the airport and had to go home, because I rang the embassy and it was just options that went nowhere. So as a result, neither did I. The only thing worth saying is I got in terrible financial mess because of all these breaks. Right, so this one is, I think this is the first, I can't remember a trip before this. This is also a solo's holiday, and it basically lots of drinking on, I think it was Gran Canaria. So I can't tell you much, apart from, I mentioned that now, I haven't got time. Except that I made a bit of a mistake with the ladies, yes, I'll say that. I'm not sure which was the worst mistake. I think probably, with hindsight, I should have gone to her room another night, yes, with hindsight, with the way the world turned out. Because basically, I picked one lady, or she picked me, I think that's how it works, she picked me. And then I thought, oh, I prefer someone else. And so I said, look, not tonight, because I fancy the chances somewhere else, and I didn't have anywhere else. I didn't have a chance at that other place. So that was the reason why I didn't see her a second night, because I fancied someone else more. Unfortunately, I should have stuck with the bird in the hand, yeah. Or the hand in the bird, whichever. Which reminds me, I've never been to Lucy Pinder. I know I've got the fridge magnet on the bread bin. I've never been to Lucy Pinder. That's a new place. So that's Canaries. I think that was over New Year, in the New Year in 2005, I think. I can't quite remember. But I think that was my very first trip on my passport. Is that probably, no, you don't need a passport to get you into the mental hospital now, which was my first trip away from home once I had the passport. Finally, for the time being, this 1st of April 2004, they decided they wanted to put me away for 8 weeks. I was very impressed. Not. So, this is the final fridge magnet, only because it's alphabetical order, ignoring the fact that I didn't stick to it. Oslo. The reason I probably didn't get a souvenir from Oslo was because when I returned to the airport to fly home, I literally landed in the airport departure area, check-in area, about 2 minutes before they closed the desk, because it's my fault to begin with. Somehow I got the coach times wrong. The airport that Ryanair used was miles and miles and miles away from actually from Oslo, and you had to get a coach to the airport. I was about an hour, I think. An hour on the coach, if not more. And when I was due to fly home, unfortunately, somehow I managed to get all the times wrong, and all the coaches gone before my flight. So I don't know, what do I do? Because the other options, I suppose, would be to book another flight. So I checked out the taxis, They gave me a price, and so I paid for a taxi to drive me to the airport. Unfortunately, he pretended it was a guy from the Indian subcontinent. I don't know which part. He decided he didn't know where he was going, and so we meandered all over the place. I didn't believe it, but I just carried on listening to Def Leppard as you do. Greatest hits it was, in the back of the taxi, and hoped we'd get there. I didn't see what other options were open to me, really, apart from, I suppose, taking over the taxi. But then again, I didn't know where I was either, so that wouldn't be much good either. So yeah, he meandered all over the place and pretending that he didn't know where he was going, and finally got me to the airport. Literally seconds to spare. I had to run to the check-in desk to make sure I got in, and then dash through to the plane. So that's why I have no Oslo souvenir. Actually, Oslo itself, can't remember much about it apart from where there's a big open square of buildings around. I don't remember disliking it. I remember liking it, but that's all I can remember of Oslo. The airport being miles away, and the frantic, fraught trip to the airport, listening to Def Leppard's greatest hits, which I was able to actually finish listening to. The journey was that long and that meandering. Talking of which, I think I've covered everything now, haven't I? Yeah, so those are fridge magnets I haven't actually bought in the location. That one because I ran out of time. That one because I wasn't really thinking about getting souvenirs. That one probably because I was too stressed getting me to refund. That one because I wasn't getting souvenirs, I don't know really. And that's the same really. Although I did get that to ring, which Keely Hazel, if she really exists, might have. So there you go. This original episode, wasting more SD card time on his camera. That's time for chocolate.